Alright, welcome back, Wolfpack. I've got a strawberry Melomel, my second batch I ever put on. It's actually really close to done, if not done. So we're going to check the gravity on that. And this time I'm going to make sure I don't squeeze any air into it, because at this point oxygen is bad. So this has been step fed. It's had 2 different feedings of wine, honey, and yeast, because my dingham self racked it off the yeast the first time, so I had to add new yeast. This has never seen any yeast nutrient. It's never seen any other additives. Just strawberries, honey, yeast. Real simple. Oh, and about, no, that's, yeah, and about 30 raisins. And a half cup tea for tannins. The raisins, I was misinformed that they were a type of natural yeast nutrient, so trying to be cheap, I went that way. Come to find out, it's not a very good yeast nutrient at all. So, oh man, we stalled. We are at 1.040. What did I feed this up to? 1.076. So it's only fermented 36 points of gravity. One moment. I'll be right back. Now for the fun part of the job. I get to decide if I like it where it's at. I'd already planned on re-sweetening this and adding strawberries. If I like it where it's at, I'll rack it into another fermenter and add the strawberries and go from there. So, got my little rocks glass, a little bit of my sample here. I mean, it smells like it's supposed to. It smells good. Wow, that's really sweet. 1 second. I'll be right back. I got some curiosities to satisfy. Okay, so I've decided on what I'm going to do. Not quite sure how I'm going to pull it off. We'll just discuss that as we go. This was all sanitized, so I'm going to very carefully pour what's left of the sample back in here. It was some super sweet stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a yeast starter with, since this is a Melomel, it's a honey base. I'm going to start it with a little bit of honey, some water, in a small container with an airlock and bung. Let that run for about 24 hours, and then probably come back to it after work tomorrow night, and we will see how this goes. Yeah, so this was a step fed, and they were in a challenging situation as it was going into something that already contained alcohol. I see it's still fermenting. Now that I'm looking at it, I see a bunch of bubbles coming right up the side. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's try. Oh man, that's awful close. Let me back the cider up a little bit. You see, yeah, you can see it a little bit there. So what I'll do, it's not really stalled, it's not stuck. It's still going, it's just going slower than I would expect, which is fine. Since it is still fermenting, I'm going to rethink my plan here. What I'm actually going to do is add some yeast nutrient and mix it around as best as I can and see if that helps speed things up and get things going where I want it to. So We got our ferment O here, and we have, I'm going to give it about 3/4 of a teaspoon. And this is an eyeball. Actually, let's get some of that out so we can mix it in proper without oxygenating it too much. 1 second, let me get something to mix it in. So I'm going to use my poor man's wine thief, turkey baster, and get a sample out of here. Yes, I sanitized this bowl. You can take our fermented, oops, as I dump half of it everywhere, and mix that into this must here. Careful not to whisk in a bunch of air. Okay, and then we're just going to pour that back into our brew. Alright, so we avoided oxidation as much as possible. We have our airlock with star sand in it. No, it's not a lot. I haven't really updated that. So let's take this cap off and add a little bit, shall we? There we go. And this will go back to ferment for a while longer. But first, I want to show you guys something. This yeast has gotten really excited all of a sudden. That was fast. I didn't expect that. Oh man, we didn't even degas at all. That's crazy. Alrighty. Well, now that that one's set up, that one's going to go back into our fermentation area and to be let wait. And come back again. I got my pineapple cider we're going to try.